Frail Fragment is a music podcast, but we talk about movies, entertainment, sports, whatever's on our mind, open stream of consciousness, in awareness, and making it a little comical on the side.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.
How we feeling, Pepe?
Hey, hello, bro. How are you?
Stress-free over here. What do you say?
Are you, you're running a little late, are you?
No, I'm just on the clock. Okay?
Well, it sounds like you're out in a blizzard or something, man. Where are you?
In the boot. Come on.
You know, I told you this podcast was starting at 1 o'clock. What, fucking last week? Literally, I had this guy booked like 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Certain things
I think I did anyway. Well, what happened, dude?
That thing. Suspense. What are you saying,
What happened? I'm saying, what the fuck happened, man?
I was eating chicken wings.
ready?
What else do you want from me?
You ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're nowhere to be fucking found. We got a good one, man.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, you got to show some fucking respect. I'm going to invite this guy right now still. Just hang tight. Yeah, I'm inviting him to the potty. To potty in the Monster Closet. This is the Monster Closet episode. What?
Ain't no party like a Monster Closet party, right?
Well, I guess. Just don't come out of the closet, you hear? On this show, anyway.
Ain't no Diddy party over here.
It's should I give the intro when the guest is here or when he's not here? Because this is...
That's true, yeah. It feels weird when you do it twice.
It feels weird when I do that twice, but I mean, you're getting kind of behind the scenes of the show, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah,
and I mean, you're not. It is uncut because you're not even fucking here yet.
Oh, you can hear me though, right?
I can hear you, and that's the beauty of the way I do the show. But I can hear you, but there is a problem with your audio. You feel?
Your white noise, you're saying.
Well, it feels like you're talking in a fucking snowstorm, bruh.
Well,
hopefully that doesn't transcend to the audience. Just get your fucking ass over here, man.
And I'm good.
No, I'm just joking. Ace, thank you for joining, man.
I appreciate you and what you do, okay?
All right. Well, yeah, today we have a guy named Kirk Reed from the Reed Effect. He's in a bunch of bands. And I want to talk to him about, we have a Horseshoe gig coming up with him on May 4th. I want to talk to him about that. I want to talk to him being at the Grammys. He went to the Grammys, so I just want to figure out, how that experience was. I checked this guy out, and he's a really good guitarist. So I want to ask him about who are his influences and whatnot. And he has some shows coming up too that I want to talk about. And yeah, man, I'm excited to have this guy. He was the guy that had the gig originally. So there he is. Mr. Kirk Reed.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you? Good, man. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm doing good. Cool, thank you.
So I'm Len, and I have a co-host today. His name's Ace. Ace, what's up?
Hey, Ace.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna give a little quick intro, and then we'll start. It's really kind of easygoing convo. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'm all about that.
Cool, buddy. So yeah, it's Wednesday, April 4th, 2024. This is the Monster Closet, episode 43. Today we have a special guest, Kirk Reed from the Reed Effect. He's in other bands, the Copycats, Fat Mob, is it?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there's
that was-
more.
Yeah, Fat Mob. That was Chris's band, my late great brother. So we're continuing his legacy, and I'm also in the Muddy York Blues Machine with my partner.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like 4 bands. I was in 5 up until like a couple months ago. But anyway.
Dang. So are the Copycats? Are they a cover band?
Yeah, all cover.
What a cool name too. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, it didn't really click until today. I was like, the Copycats. They must be a
Really?
cover band.
You see what we did there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, man, and your buddy Ken Griffin from Starbeast.
Yeah.
He reached out to me because I wanted to do a birthday show, and we had it booked at the Dakota Tavern with
Right.
the Android meme. So he got in touch with me. He's like, Len, you know, a buddy was wondering, like, he has the Horseshoe. If you want to switch the gig, he's like, you know, I'm gonna ride with you, but you make the decision. So I reached out to Mr. Kirk Reed, and yeah, he needed kind of 3 bands, and I had 3 bands booked, so we kind of it all fit into place. He wanted to play third, and third was, you know, was fine. It was great, you know. So I'm excited to do my birthday show with you, and I checked you out, man. You're a killer guitarist, dude.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and that whole thing it fell into place. Like you know, all the stars aligned. It was like made my job easier. I didn't have to look for any. It just bang. That's it.
Yeah, bro.
Nice. You know how it is, man. It's not always. It's usually not the case. It's a lot of. You want to do this show? No. You want to do this show? No. You want 15 down the line, and then So yeah. It was a blessing for sure. And no, thank you for the nice words. Yeah, I like to do things on the guitar for sure.
So it's crazy that, like, have you like been in Toronto for a long time, or like?
Yeah. I've been here for a while. I was born and raised in the States, though. I'm from Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, originally for the first 5 years, and then we moved to Connecticut.
Okay.
Dalton, Connecticut, and then I moved up here. Yeah, I guess I was like almost 19. I can't give you the year because then you'll know how old I am, and that's not keep it on the DL. But yeah. So I was born and raised there, and then my parents are Canadian, so I have a dual passport.
That's sick.
Yeah, which comes in handy, and I want to make use of it more. Play some states in the summer. I'm working on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. You guys have a lot of shows coming up this year, or?
Yeah, we have a few. I've had to kind of adjust the lineup. Yeah, we're playing this Saturday actually.
At the Urban, right?
Yeah, at the Urban. Have you been there?
No, we're playing there on the 22nd of June, Saturday.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I see your lineup here, and it's looks pretty sick, man. Kings and Queens, like, I've heard of them. I've heard of Smoke and Mirrors. I've heard of 7 Day Riot. I mean, those bands have something going on, right? So that's cool, man.
Yeah, and it was just word of mouth for them because they're more local bands and from the Peterborough area. And it's actually Queens and Kings. I know a lot of people made them.
Okay, shit,
Alyssa, they're good friends of mine. Alyssa always corrects me when I say Kings. She's like, no, Queens and Kings. I guess she's running the show on that from that end. But yeah, actually, we just saw them at the Bovine this past Saturday, so that was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Yeah, good friends. We go back years, so yeah, I'm stoked to share the stage with them again.
Well, I'm gonna bring it back to my original. Sorry to cut you off, but between 2007 2011, my band did like 350 shows across Southern Ontario, and I'm sure we came across you guys or whatever project you were doing. If you were playing shows in those 4 or 5 years, we must have like crossed paths some way somehow. But I mean,
your
man.
name
So that's
sounds familiar. Yeah, your name sounds familiar. The only thing is, and I don't want to deviate too much what we're talking about, and it's a long story. There will be a documentary coming out about this, but I was out of commission up until 2011. So 10 years I couldn't walk, eh? Like it's a long story. I know it's crazy, man. I was homebound. It's crazy. So I've been walking since. I'm fine now, and you'll see me May 4th.
Yeah.
doing my thing. It's not an issue now, and it's a long story, but I've been walking basically since Christmas of 2011. And then I put the Reed effect together pretty much. So the years that I was out of commission, man. So
were you playing guitar out of commission?
No, I couldn't even play guitar. I was I was homebound. I was dependent. Yeah, it was that extreme. Sorry. Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm able to do anything now. So it was just a strange time and situation. And again, we have footage of me back then. Actually, the CBC even did a little thing on me too. I know, it's crazy. I know you don't know that part of me. And a lot of people know the last year. The Reed Effect I put together like 2012. Yeah. I did I wasn't able to play guitar. I started playing guitar I think in 2010. Like I couldn't walk yet, but I can sit and play. And I wrote an album basically in my head. I couldn't, do much, but I wrote all the lyrics. I had all the time, right? So I wrote an album. And then when I was able, around 2010, 2011, still on crutches, but I could get around, I recorded it. And so that was my Kirk Reed, 12 songs. I played all the instruments too, except for drums. And Ken actually played drums on that album.
Did you engineer the album?
Pardon?
Were you the engineer on the album, or did you take it to a studio?
No, I was basically the producer, but I went to the studio. Actually, Ruben, he was the engineer.
Oh,
Ruben
fuck.
from Stargate.
Dude, can you? What's the name of that album, man?
Kirk Reed, self-titled.
I'm gonna listen to that shit, man. Fuck.
Yeah. And actually, on our YouTube channel, one of the songs from that, "Down," which we still play live. That was from that album where I did all the harmonies, did all the vocals, everything, wrote the whole thing. I basically produced it, but I had Ruben. As the engineer at Sherburne in front at the old rehearsal factory. And Ken played drums.
Ken did drums, which is wow.
Yeah, I can play drums, but I couldn't at that time because my legs. But anyway, Ken's a beast, a star.
Ken's
beast.
amazing. He's amazing, dude.
Oh yeah. So that's all his drumming. Everything else was me. But
I'm excited to listen to that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you'll like it. That was the beginning.
Well, I mean, it has probably a lot of content musically just from the shit that you were going through, man. And I mean, you have Ken, who's like such a solidified drummer, and then you have Ruben, as the engineer. I mean, that's a really good tasting soup. Like, I can't wait to check that out. So,
thanks. It was quite the thing. And back then, a lot of the songs kind of went. It was creative, like more. I wasn't really looking at necessarily airplay and stuff like that, but actually some of the songs could be. But there I had some ballads in there, and everything that I was going through, all the lyrical content. If you hear some of the when you listen, you'll understand that. And a lot of those songs, the lyrics I was writing before I can, play guitar. I was whistling like melodies into a little recorder. So I just collected it over the years while I was, laid up. I was like, might as well make use of my time. So I did, and I recorded 12 songs with the lyrical. And then when I was able to play guitar, I was able to put chords and arrangements underneath the vocal line.
Yeah.
It's quite a story. I'm going to start sharing more of that fairly soon as well. But thanks. We made a really good team too. So I was fortunate.
Do you have any new albums?
That was the first one, and then a long story. I'll give you the overall view. I was it's crazy, man. Is it cool if I share that part of the story?
Dude, do whatever, man. This is amazing. I love this.
Yeah,
I mean, this is speaking to my soul, because I feel like we're the same kind of like music. I don't know. We're related musically. We relate musically. How's that?
Yeah. So, no, I got a sense of that too. Yeah, for sure. And similar taste and all. Yeah, it's not for everyone to the extent that we take music. It's part of our. Yeah, we are music in many ways. Become one and all that stuff. But yeah, like. Around 2011, I started getting a little bit better. I started to be able to get out a little bit. I went to see a friend's band, and I heard that band broke up. And the girl that was playing keyboards, because I was trying to build a band, I was like, I started getting encouraged that I was making progress in my healing and so on. So I was like, okay, wait a minute, I'll start planning ahead, kind of thing. And I started putting a band together. So I reached out to her because I heard the band broke up. So I said, I could use a keyboardist. What do you think? And then she said, yeah, like, why not? And actually, it was kind of serendipitous that the night she was going to come over and we're going to start, because I just released that album, or I just finished, I had the CDs made and all that stuff. I had it. So now I was like, okay, I want to start, even if I'm just sitting down. Like my first year of doing little solo gigs, it was just me sitting down, and I had this girl helping me. But anyway, or my parents. But anyway, the night she was going to come over to work with a keyboard, she spilled this big, like, vanilla shake all over the keyboard and completely destroyed it. So she's like, I don't know, man, what to do. So then she's like, well, I've always wanted to learn bass. I'm like, okay, I'll teach it to you. So I taught her bass, and then within 3 months, we had our first gig. And then that year, again, it's all serendipitous, man. I'm a fairly spiritual person, especially after everything I've been through. Like, yeah. I mean, there's things that I can't ignore, things that have happened. I mean, dude, I can't. There's a higher reality. I'm not going to put a name to it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's there.
Energy, maybe?
Yeah. And there's like I mean, things happen beyond and I don't care. I don't need to know everything, man. I'm just living my life and trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
So she got let go of her job at the beginning of 2011. It was like February, because we started dating, I was like the first girl I've been with in like 10 years, man. I was like, does this still work? I don't know, man. So, and fortunately it did. My legs didn't quite work, but everything else did. Anyway, I'll keep it PG here. Anyway, you know what I mean. So we started hanging out, getting close, and she ended up at that point of her life, she wanted to take a hiatus from work, and she built up a bunch of, she can get unemployment insurance for a while. So she took the whole year off of work, 2011, and she basically nursed me back to health. I needed someone there, like she was like my nurse, my girlfriend, So
that's
again.
Amazing.
I know, and by Christmas of that year, I've been walking ever since. So, Melinda Uden. So I owe her my life, and I needed someone with that much attention, man.
Like an angel came into your life,
and just helped me with everything. Sorry.
Like an angel came into your life.
Yeah. The timing was perfect, and so
spilled shit on her keyboard and became your bassist and your life partner. Or something.
Yeah. And actually, if you see the video from our YouTube channel, the song "Down" that I was talking about.
Do you want? Can we play that after the show?
Yeah, sure. And actually, in the video, that's her. She's in the video. She didn't play bass on it, but yeah, she was in the video, so you could see her.
Man. For sure.
So anyway.
So she's in the Reed Effect.
No. She was back then. So that lasted a couple, how people come into your life for a while and then serve whatever purpose, and you help each other out. And so that lasted till like 2014. So it was great. I needed her. Like I wasn't ready to settle down, especially after being out of commission for 10. So I had to kind of, sow my wild oats and do what I had to do, and always have an appreciation. So, and she wasn't down to go with a band to the length that I wanted to, So, and again, here's another serendipitous. So at the end of 2000, so that would have been, like 2 or 3 years. And she helped me with everything. She helped hold my crutches and all that stuff. So, but we both moved on. But anyway, my brother, Chris, he when he joined the Reed Effect, the thing is, him and I were estranged for a bit, like a year and a half. Like, I won't go into the details of that, but that ended. He was cool with me again, and then at the end of 2014, he filled in for a show at the Rivoli, and I was like, dude, man, you got to stay in the band. So he stayed in the band. I think his nickname was Reed as well. So I don't really think that it was really the Reed Effect until he joined.
That's so cool.
So the foundation was from before, and we did an album together. Melinda and me and Alex, the drummer at that time. That ended as well. And it's good. It was the debut, the self-titled debut, the Reed Effect first album, and so we're proud of that. Cool. Actually, on YouTube, Bloody Hell. That was from that album. And then Chris joined, and that was we took. Yeah, and then so Chris joined, and then Brian Fontes from, you remember Last Bullet?
Yeah, the name is.
Yeah, and they opened for Sebastian Bach, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
They were doing pretty good. They're not together anymore, but anyway, he joined as the drummer. So the last two albums, it was him, Chris, my brother, and myself. So we did a lot. Then we did A Strange Curiosity, and then 1973, the last album. Like during the pandemic, we finished it. And that's an overall view of the Kirk Reed album, the Reed Effect self-titled debut, and then A Strange Curiosity in 1973. We went to a whole other level, right? Dialed in. We had a producer, so it was great. And then sadly, I'm not sure if you know this, but
I don't.
And I'm more than able and willing and to share this part of the story. Like a lot of people, I don't want to shock. As long as I'm around, my brother's name is gonna be around, and he unfortunately took his life in October of 2020. Yeah. So, I mean, I found him too. My partner and I found him, and it was like, the biggest moment of my life. There's nothing to be big because he was the most important person to me. He's less than 2 years younger than me, but I'm fortunate and blessed and so glad to have been able to capture the beauty of his music and our collaboration on the last two albums. So 1973, and then the night before, October 9th of the pandemic, we spent the evening listening to the mastered tracks. We finally finished the mastering for the 1973, right? We had a beer down the street at the Rhino. We listened to the whole thing. We decided, okay, let's sign this through. We listened to every track and we were happy. We cheered. We had a celebratory beer, and then that would be the last time I'd see him alive. So the next night he was supposed to come over, and I found him, and that was a whole other story. So that changed everything, but it also showed how important and special especially this last album, 1973 is. You know, that's his final professional recording, and I'm, so I released
He was there from the beginning to the end of that album.
Yeah, like the beginning to right to the end.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Right there, the next night. Yeah. So I mean, we finally solidified. So again, with timing, I mean, he had some demons that, I mean, my family and I supported him. Like I couldn't have done any more. I'm not carrying any guilt. There's like, what could I have done? Every once in a while I have a moment, but then I'm like, no way, man. There's nothing more I could have done. There was something outside of my control.
So, well, it's never gonna. You're never gonna be able to cure what that stems from. If it's like, is ultimately not loving yourself, right?
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with you. Has nothing to do with you.
Right.
And you're not going to be able to change that. You're not going to be able to change. He has to change that.
Yeah. And I accepted that, and I tried to encourage, and it was, and he wasn't well, man. There were things that he was saying, and he was losing touch. And I even messaged my friends and my to keep an eye on him. Like, so this wasn't, I mean, this was out of the blue for me. I did not expect that. I was like, dude, okay, we'll get through this, because the pandemic, of course, magnified everything, but
fuck yeah, everybody's isolated. You can't talk to anybody. The news is mongering fear into everyone, and I mean, it could really mess you up when you have mental problems already, or you have whatever it is, right? Addiction or whatever, right? There's a lot of fucked up people now in Toronto. You see them everywhere. Like Bloor Street, dude. I was walking Bloor Street today, and like these effects are still coming out. The subways are fucking dangerous now. I mean, that shifted everything. And I mean, I had my son during that time, and he's affected. He's sick every fucking week now because he was in the house, isolated for a year, right? He didn't go out, so his immune system is fucking 2 years behind. But I mean, bringing it back to your brother, man, I'm so sorry, and I thank you for sharing this. And I mean, he lives on through your music. He lives on through you, the way you think. I believe everything. I believe everything happens for a reason. Yeah. I don't know why that happened, right? And I wouldn't. You can't really wrap your head around something that's way bigger than ourselves. Yeah,
exactly. And it's funny you say that, because my producer Ted Sedalis, he said the same. He says, I don't understand it, but there's some kind of, just with the timing and everything, there's some kind of destiny type thing, like something that happened for a reason. And when something is that far out of your control, and like you mentioned, mental problems and addiction, he had both the mental and try to self-treat, and it got out of control. And I was like, let's get on medication, let's do all this stuff. And we did everything, and our friends would keep an eye on him, and because I'd say, like, it's just he was not well. And again, he has to. The thing is, what happened, the month before, like September of 2020. And again, this was a blessing. I would look at it. My aunt, Gail, because I was struggling with him. He made me cry 2 times. Like, I don't cry often, but he was getting vicious. And to witness someone you love so much destroy them, just like destroying themselves, it was too much. I mean, it was killing me too. Mm-hmm. Then September 1st, my aunt, she was going on a road trip with a friend out to BC in a Winnebago or a trailer, and she didn't feel comfortable driving it. So she asked Chris. She goes, like, because it's the pandemic, he wasn't really working at that time. He was an engineer, so I mean, he was about to get more work, but anyway, she wanted to go out for a whole month, and then Chris messaged me, and he says, is it okay if I go? Like, he was asking, like, because we're dealing with all the music. And I'm like, fucking right, go. This is the best thing for you right now. Just get out of town, get away from your bitch girlfriend. Not that I want to get into that story, but anyway, so get away from everything, unplug. We'll talk. We still talked almost every day through WhatsApp. So he was gone for that whole month, right? So I was hoping that would kind of, he got away, but then he came back, and then within a few days, that was it. But even that, he had that one final trip, which I'm glad. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. Things. I mean,
his triggers are still going to be there when he comes back from vacation or wherever the fuck he went. When he gets triggered, it's how he reacts, right? And that's like all to do with like trauma in his life, Usually it's 99% of the time within the first 5 years of 6 years of your life. Now, I'm not a fucking doctor, but this is what my doctor tells me.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, the first 6 years of your life is like when your brain is hardwiring itself for reactions. Right. Okay. So everything it doesn't understand, it's trauma.
Yeah.
So like, and parents, they weren't shown how to be loving by their parents and so forth. But what God wants is for us to evolve into something better.
Exactly.
So
you have to.
So these people like your brother have made your music better, is 100% affecting the world still now. He's still alive in consciousness now.
Oh yeah.
Affecting the world, affecting the whole world through your music, through the way you look at things. His rock that he threw in the water made that water, the ocean or whatever this life is, different forever for the whole world.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So and that's crazy, right? But I mean,
It's crazy.
There's a lot of sadness in fucking life too, right? And I mean, you try your best, and you should never blame yourself, and you have to forgive yourself and love yourself, and it's tough, right? Because it's easy to take fucking drugs and medicate, but those issues are still fucking there, sleeping or whatever it is, right? So it's like you really have to like dig deep and go through it, and it's a lifelong journey to love yourself, to find that love inside of you, and that's God at the end of the day, in my opinion. Fuck.
Absolutely. Yeah, and he there was no shortage of love that was coming to Chris, and he would have his moments. He actually got diagnosed bipolar, so he would go in these vicious moods, and then he'd clear up. He'd apologize most of the time.
That's rough.
Yeah, and even the Friday night before the night before when I saw him, he actually started getting aggressive with me, and sometimes it would affect me, and sometimes like I would react. I mean, there's only so much of this shit I can take. But that
was
night,
he on meds? Was he on meds for his condition?
The thing is, here's the thing. Like I've done my share of drugs. I'll be honest. I kind of worked through it. I'm not, I'm beyond all that now. But he kind of went down that road, and he got stuck, and he got addicted. So I was trying to help him to get off of that, and then get on. And he was working with a doctor too. So the doctor would say, "Okay, look, you got to be off this for at least 3 days before we put you on this medication." Okay. And then he would try it. Then he would do it for a while. I'm like, okay, cool. Just stay on this. Let's sit tight. But then when he went on that trip that I told you about with my aunt, he went with the bottle with the medication. But when he came back, the bottle was still full. His girlfriend at the time, I don't even want to talk about her. But anyway, so he wasn't trying. He wasn't taking. And I didn't know about that until after. I was like, dude, man, come on.
He might have been drinking or something, right? He doesn't want to mix or whatever.
He would have got some. I don't know. He didn't want to try or something. He wasn't trying. I think he must have found a connection. He went to Victoria and Vancouver. So I'm sure he found someone there that he was able to pick something up. But I mean, yeah, so it was that kind of thing. But the night before, he did give me a hard time. Even when we're having the pint, the celebratory, it was great. But he kind of he's like, fuck this and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then I was completely calm. And I'm glad I was, because later at night, he actually messaged and said, sorry, I didn't mean to be that way. Like, he almost always apologized, like later on. He's just not him. It's not him, man. So I'm glad that we ended at least this life on that note. But the fact that I was approaching things and letting him, spew his vicious rhetoric, there was kind of a calming feeling. It's almost like this was inevitable,
Let me just say this.
It was just a matter of time, man.
Let me just say this. Anger is a defense, right? To love, right? It's easy. You don't want to be. You're afraid to love. You're afraid to be vulnerable. It's a defense from being vulnerable. Anger, even sometimes comedy, you know, that he was just scared
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whatever reason, he was just scared. And, you know, he didn't get the love that he wanted, and he's scared, and you just, you know, drugs, and if he had a mental condition, that makes it even harder. Right? But, I mean, I feel bad for him. I'm sorry. And, I mean, that's a crazy story, dude. You have, your music has a lot of substance and passion and circumstance in it, and like, to be honest with you, I haven't really checked out the Reed Effect, and I'm gonna like really check it out now, man, because I mean, this is cool. This is I don't know, it's very interesting, you know. I don't know if we lost Kirk or Ace. You guys here?
Deep.
Yeah, it was deep. Hopefully
I like that.
Kirk can come back.
Are we still connected?
I know we're still connected. I just, maybe his phone went black. I don't know.
What?
But
Can you hear me?
yeah, I got you. There you go. Hello.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
There
bro.
you are.
Yeah. So I mean, on another, like, let me just switch gears completely, because I don't want to forget this.
Anyway, that was the story. Yeah.
But I mean, that's crazy, man, and really cool. And I can't wait to meet you in person on May 4th. It's my birthday. It's kind of going to be a special day. I'm going to have some birthday power playing, and you know, this is kind of going to be probably our last heavy show in Toronto of this year, because we're going to do a show at Dakota, but we kind of want to do a little bit more like acoustically sounding songs and stuff like that. So I'm excited to play this. I mean, we got the Android Meme opening up the show. Those guys draw large numbers. It's going to be a fun time. And then you have Starbeast closing the show, Reed Effect before that, and Frail Fragment before that. It's going to be sick, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a stellar lineup. It's tight. And oh wow, cool. So this is your last like full band electric.
Well, yeah, in Toronto. Like, I mean, we're gonna do a Peterborough show. We're gonna do a Waterloo show, Hamilton show. But in Toronto, yeah, we got two gigs this summer, and you know, this one we're gonna do heavy, and the next one we'll do kind of. I'm just gonna have an acoustic instead of using my electric and whatnot, right? So
nice.
Cool,
is it the
dude.
same band? Like,
yeah, same band. Just kind of like different sounding songs. Yeah. Nice. I saw you at the Grammys in some of the pictures. What's going on with that, man? How was that?
Yeah, it was crazy. Veronica. Oh man, that was like it's like winning the lotto, man. I'm still scratching my head. How the hell did that happen? But
how did it happen?
Speaking of, my partner Veronica, and she sings backup in the Reed Effect. She submitted to a contest. It was for a wine company, Frontera, from Chile, South America. Veronica's from Bolivia, South America. Okay. So anyway, so she submitted. She forgot that she did, and they got back to her and said, "Okay, you won."
What?
What the hell is this? But also, she thought maybe it was spam or a scam. She's like, "What the hell is this?" So she didn't believe it at first, and then she went back. Well, what about this? And they're like, "Yeah, okay, we got that covered." And she's like, "Oh, so this might be real, right?" And then there was some back and forth, and then eventually they paid for and booked the airline tickets, and she double checked that. She's like, "Holy shit!" She goes, "Kirk." So it's basically one of the sponsors, Frontera. They sponsor the Grammys. So you win a trip or two, all expenses paid. So Frontera at the Grammys, that's what it's called. So they put you up at the hotel. Actually, it was the Biltmore Hotel. Yeah, it goes back to like over 100 years. All the stars from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and actually Ghostbusters was filmed there too. So they put us. Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, so we went. They brought us. Oh my god, I can't even. I'd never been.
And they rented your suit. They rented. You got a free suit rental too, right? Because you were like wearing a tux and shit. Was that on the arm?
That was the one thing I had to pay for.
Okay.
So I had to rent a tux, which I was more than happy to do. Is that
Yeah, no, that's a cool experience, man.
Oh yeah, it was like 4 days, and then the plane, all the food was taken care of, and then they had us planned to go to like the backstage. Went to the VIP, the after party, the before party. We went on like I'd never been to Los Angeles. Neither has Veronica. And so we went on like rooftop patios, and they covered all the expenses, the food, all the wine, and all the tasting, and it was insane. It was nonstop. And I would stay up late and then get up early. And I went to the continent. It wasn't even I wouldn't call it a continental breakfast. It was just like a feast, man. I was like, man, you think I'm gonna sleep in? Fuck that.
Did you see any famous people? Like up close?
I saw them all. Yeah, Taylor Swift was right there, Meryl Streep, Lenny Kravitz, everyone. Like, and we were at the Grammys, so like we were right. Mariah Carey, Joni Mitchell came out. I don't know if you watched the thing, but and we saw all her equipment, all the chandeliers. Like the day before, they brought us backstage, and we went on the red carpet and everything.
No, I saw pictures. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, it was almost
your
like
first
a
time in LA?
Pardon?
First time in LA, or?
Yeah, I'd never been to California or LA.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was like this. I'm like, oh man, we just found out like 2 weeks before we went. So I'm like, oh,
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, was P. Diddy there?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it. Maybe he's kind of hanging out, staying out of the radar for now, which I can understand.
Kirk, what are your top 5 guitarists that I would know, like, or the world would, like those, popular guitarists? Top 5.
I think, my original, like, I've evolved as a musician, and I love jazz, and I love all kinds of things. But my foundation, I would say, is classic. So Jimmy Page, I'd say
that's my number one.
Had the biggest impact on me. Part of the reason.
That's my number one.
The main reason. Oh yeah. Once I saw the song made the same, I was like, I have to do it. I can't, and I haven't stopped since.
What a great! You mean the video at the Madison Square Garden?
The movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I know the performing and the.
That's the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's the best video for music I've ever seen. It's crazy because I have so many memories of getting drunk in my brother-in-law's basement, my bass player Ian, with him, and that's the DVD he'd put on. Right. And you'd be all fucked up, and you'd just be on this crazy journey. And these guys were in their fucking prime. This was Led Zeppelin 1972 at Madison Square Garden. They fucking killed it, dude.
Yeah, no one could touch it, man. For a live band, mind blowing. And you can imagine actually being there. It was actually 1973 because that's the name of. There you go. That's the name of our album, 1973. So that was one of the reasons. But anyway.
Nice. What's your number 2? What's your number 2?
Jimi Hendrix. Again.
That's my number 2 as well.
Oh, really? Yeah. Hearing the live stuff. And the thing is, the way he played, he would take you somewhere. I don't even know what he's doing, but whatever it is, he got me,
He had a lot of fuck you in his music, dude. In his guitar playing. And he was really fast. He was in a box, but he was really, really fast. And when he come out of the box, there was a lot of fuck you in his guitar playing. And he just, I don't know, he's a staple, dude. He's number 2 for me. I like Jimmy Page a little more because he's more of a dark sensibility. He could play acoustic guitar really well. But Jimi Hendrix is number 2, and that guy's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, he had something to say, and he was singing and communicating through his guitar playing and performing. The one of a kind man. Number 3, I'd say Stevie Ray Vaughan would be up there. A lot of his live.
This is where we go in different directions. I'm gonna say, this is David Gilmour, right? But he's a different type of guitarist.
He would be in my top 5. I'm a huge Floyd fan. Yeah,
he's got a lot of emotional, sounding, just the sound. His sound in his solos is amazing, dude. I don't know. I know. He doesn't wail, but
he doesn't shred. Who cares? I can't. It's hard to sing to a shredder, like David
Stevie
Gilmour,
Ray Vaughan, I never.
solo.
Yeah, exactly. Stevie Ray Vaughan, I never really got into, but I mean, I know he's a motherfucker on guitar, bro.
Yeah, the bluesy chops, man. Yeah, like insane, beautiful. And David Gilmour, he, actually our producer. Like the album that the Muddy York, the other band, the blues band, we did a cover of Changes by Black Sabbath. And I do a solo at the end of that, and it's very reminiscent of Gilmour. Like I channeled David Gilmour on that, so if you check that, you'll hear the influence. And some
I will
of the
check
best
it out.
solos, just insane.
Is number 4 David Gilmour for you?
Yeah, I'd say David Gilmour would be number 4.
I'm gonna go Santana.
Santana, yeah. I'm a huge Santana fan.
Number
I haven't
5.
been able to see him. Pardon?
Who's your number 5?
If it wasn't Santana, let me think. Richie Blackmore is up there for sure.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I like Eric Clapton.
Yeah, Clapton too. I saw him years ago. Believe it or not, I saw Stevie Ray Vaughan. Chris and my brother, saw him back in the year he died. Yeah, like that summer.
But I mean, people that don't really know, these guitarists out there that are, aliens like Pat Metheny and these guys. You know what I mean? Like
the jazz guys.
Those guys are kind of, next level fucking guitar players. I mean,
for sure.
For the rock stars, you could throw Jeff Beck in there as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are the guys.
Actually, no, he'd be my 5th. Yeah, and I saw Jeff Beck too. In 2000, actually, it was Chris and I again. 2000 with Johnny Lang that opened up. So yeah, the late great Jeff Beck. Yeah, insane. No, he's in my top 5 for sure.
Kirk Reed from the Reed Effect. Thank you so much for doing this. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Saturday, May 4th, my birthday, Star Wars Day. Thank you for doing this show. Thank you for having this show. We're gonna kick ass. I mean, we got a solid lineup. You could. Is there any website we can go to find you?
Yeah, thereedeffect.com. We made it.
That's
it's the name of the video. Yeah, it's that simple. Theredeffect.com. And it has all the links to all the social media and the story, all the stories and the bio and all that.
I'm gonna definitely check that out. The Monster Closet episode 43.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can listen to the album there as well, and the older ones as well.
Oh, nice.
On the website.
All right, Kirk. Thanks, man.
Yeah, cheers, brother. Can't wait. 4 weeks from this Saturday, May 4th.
All the best. FrailFragment.com. Monster Closet on Spotify. Have a great day, folks. Take it easy. Peace.
Peace. Cheers.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.